Hello, welcome to TAS Tuesday. This is TAS, Dr. Teresa Smith. Welcome to TAS Tuesdays, Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya, or Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. We are so excited to be with you tonight. She is just like a little kid in a candy store, so I cannot wait for us to have this conversation live with you guys because she's trying to catch me up on what's been going on with this family or this something. And hey, Manswell, thank you so much for joining me, man. And so I cannot wait for her to share this because she is down a rabbit hole. And once she goes down a rabbit hole, it's so hard to pull her back. So I'm like, okay, come on back now. Come on back, OnJerya, because you have got to make sure that we can all go down the same rabbit hole because you're ahead of us. And we want to make sure, want to make sure that we can also play a role in whatever it is that she's been trying to get up to speed on, because she told me about it a little late, so it wasn't like I could really get up to speed on it. So I am looking forward to her telling us more about it so I can get you guys to weigh in on it, because you guys seem to be a little more with it than I am. You know, you're like right on the crest. You know what's going on. And so it's going to be interesting to see your insights on this new item that she has discovered. Hi, George. Thank you so much for joining us. So it is going to be an interesting night. I guess if I was channeling my inner, hi, Miss OnJerya, come on in. If I was channeling my inner Betty Davis, I would say it might get to be, it may be a bumpy ride, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Are you there, OnJerya? Are you there? I was letting her in. Try to get OnJerya, because I brought you in after I waved at you. I don't know what happened to you. Are you there? Can you do you have audio? Because I don't hear you. I don't hear you. And I'm pretty sure I've got audio. Did you say something? Because I can't hear you. You may have to go out and come back in. Well, you know my saying, Paul Masson said we sell no wine before it's time. So obviously it's not time. So you're going to have to go out and come back in because we cannot hear you. That is awful. Here we are on the edge of our seats, because I'm actually sitting on the edge of the seat, waiting to hear this tea, and we can't even hear you. I'm used to not seeing her, guys. It's so amazing how you're on Instagram. I think it's only happening to me on Instagram. And I don't see the people, but I normally can hear them, but I don't always see them. And this time she's here, but we can't hear her, nor can we see her. So I just don't know who is trying to block this tea, but we're not going to let her block it because we got to hear this tea because she's got the tea tonight. So I'm waiting on her to try to come back in. She's been all around the world today. All around the world, I can't find my baby. You can't request. Let me see if I can send a request to you. Okay. Can't send. Okay, let's see if I can send you one. I just sent one to you.
My God.
Well, I just don't understand. It said OnJerya Smith turned on the video. I'm like, what is
Jesus.
this with you? I see you got friends.
No, I think it's you. I think what happens is that when I join, okay, so when I join, it immediately pops up like you wave or whatever. Like I get a little hey, And then it's like it pops up saying that you received a request to join the live. So then I click the blue button, and when I click the button, it's like we just be in like no man's land for a few minutes, and then I go out and I come back in and I try to submit the request, and it's like you can't submit the request, and I'm like, okay,
Well,
like I don't know.
well, what we're going to do, OnJerya, is we're going to talk about this when we get offline, and
Okay,
we're going to change how we bring you on because there's a delay, and so I don't know if it's what I'm doing or what you're doing. Hi, WTHM 2023. Thank you for joining us. Well, Miss OnJerya, you look like you got a fresh too.
I do, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, our manager
Okay.
did the same thing today in our team meeting because I had to show my face.
Oh, you showed your face today, huh? Okay.
I had to
Because
show
you
my
got
face
a new
today.
do. I am just so happy for you. I didn't recognize you.
I know I see you rocking them bangs.
Okay, we don't call them bangs.
What you calling me?
No, they're not called bangs. That means that I haven't done it properly because it's not a bang. So
What's
don't
it
say
called?
that. No, it's never a bang. It's never a bang. That
It's a
means
swoop.
that my hair is getting old and I haven't done, I don't do hair. No, it's not a bang because,
So
it's
it's
not
a
a
swoop.
bang. Huh?
It's a swoop.
Yeah, I guess that's what it means, a swoop.
But you didn't swoop
So,
it right
well,
then because it's falling as a
you,
bang.
you know what? I'm right sick of you already. I don't do hair. I don't know how to do the swoop. Am I swooping better? Am, am I swooping? But at least it ain't a bust down part. Am I
Mine is
swooping?
not quite bust down. It's like side, but it's like side bust down.
Well,
You know,
you got to bust down. Am I swooping better now? Am I?
girl, it's a bang. Just let it be.
You brought it up, and
Oh, let me stop laughing
it was,
so much.
huh?
So let me stop laughing so much.
That's right. You be laughing too much. I want you to
I
stop laughing
know.
too much.
I
Okay.
know. That's why I'm gonna stop asking people like how do they like the show because when they give you feedback, it's not necessarily feedback you want to hear. Because basically, my daddy was at my house
You,
yesterday doing
you,
some work. And I was just like, Daddy, have you had a chance to, catch the show? And he was like, oh, yeah, because he's on Facebook. He's not on IG. So he was like, yeah, I see the little snippets or whatever. And I was like, but what do you think? He was like, I think it's good. You just laugh too much.
hmm.
I said, oh, well, you don't laugh enough. That's the problem. Like, how you going to tell me that I laugh too much? I'm like, see, laughter is good for the soul. Okay? It release, I can't get into all that scientific details because, I haven't researched that, but I know it releases like them, some type of endorphins or endorphins. You know what
It
I'm talking
does.
about.
It does. It releases endorphins. Hmm.
Yeah. So but we're not here for the science lesson that I don't know anything about because,
Okay.
that was not I didn't study that.
You didn't study that. You didn't put it up on. You didn't put the book or the computer, a laptop up under your pillow.
No,
I've been
I
editing
didn't.
shows. That's the reason I can come up with this stuff. I've been editing shows. Well, I tell you, I did some editing today, and there's some things that's going to be coming through, and you're not doing any laughing. So it'll be interesting when you go back and ask Daddy after those come through what he thinks.
I can imagine.
I can
I'm sure
imagine.
he'll have so much to
Of
say.
course he will.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
now you're here, OnJerya, and I've repositioned my hair, and I don't think it looks as bangy now. Uh,
Okay.
it don't look as bangy. I got to really try to put it up correctly tonight, so it don't be looking as bangy. Uh, I'm sick of you. I'm just sick of you.
It's okay. I love you.
I told him you had a lot to tell us tonight, and you had the tea. So get us on the tea
I
instead of
did.
talking about me and my daddy.
Y'all kept interrupting me with the tea. First of all, let me tell you how you know that TikTok and what is on TikTok is contagious.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of well, Teresa knows, I had to take the youngest one to the doctor. This is this sidebar note, but it goes into what we're talking about. And so I'm trying to play catch up because I started late last night because it's a lot of parts. Reading between the lines, it's a lot of parts to this. So as I'm waiting on the nurse to come in, I'm still trying to like scroll and be like, ooh, because each part is about 10 minutes long. So when the guy comes in, I ask him, I'm like, hey, are you on TikTok? He was like, yeah. I said, have you heard about this on TikTok? He was like, I sure have. I said, oh. I said, did you watch all the parts? He's talking about, no, I had to watch the Cliff Notes version because that was a lot. That was a lot to take in. And I said, I know. I said, I'm on part by this time. I think I was on like part 33. I mean, like, because I'm like, because I'm like, man, I mean, it's like when you watching your show and somebody is interrupting you because they want to talk to you. You're like, look, don't you sound watching TV? Don't you sound doing what?
Okay.
Talking to you right now. Okay. So, they come in and they ask me, okay, come on. So he was like, yeah, it's a lot going on. He said, I watched the Cliff Note version and yeah, he was like, you're going to be surprised how it all ends. So needless to say, I have yet to get to the ending because somebody with them bang gangs over there kept calling
And
me
not bangs. It's a swoop. It's a swoop.
with them bang gangs, kept
Not a
calling me
bang. It's a swoop.
with her swizoo. But yet though, I made it to like part 44, 45. Okay. So I think I know enough to know enough. And then baby girl done went live and I'm like, so now I can't even really get the TT right because she live right now. But it's okay. I'm gonna catch it on replay because somebody screamed. You not go. But anyway, tonight's series is da 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 da. There's a stranger in my house. If you have not already
Okay.
been aware of what I am talking about, I believe it started last week. It's been this TikTok content creator who basically has started a series talking about her ex husband. Now, granted, we don't have time to go into all of every bit, honey. It's like each part just get better and better and better and better. But the series is called What the or Who the Did I Marry, right? Fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Again, we got to keep it E for entertainment on IG. Talk to me offline if you need me to fill in those blanks, okay? Okay. And so I was not aware that all of this was going on. Okay. But when I got on TikTok last night, because some people, we all do different things when you want to unwind. Me, I like to get on TikTok, okay? And I go down my TikTok rabbit hole for hours before, I close these beautiful eyes.
Uh-huh.
And it was on my FYP. And then I saw other people talking about it. So then how you see one video and then you realize that there's like 50,000 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, hold on, I just can't start in the middle. I got to go back to the beginning, okay? So when I started at the beginning, I was like, ooh, girl, as they say on The Color Purple, God trying to tell you something.
God's trying to
Yes,
tell you something.
yes. Because what happened when I got home, that's what was on the FYP. Because I kept getting interrupted. Was that first wife? Okay, she now done came out and made a whole little public service announcement with her son. Okay, and then the son done he just again, and it's not his child at all. I know I'm just getting all jumping around with this, but the bottom line is Risa Tessa, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Y'all know I butcher names. But anyway, she is sharing her story. And it is, again, E for entertainment, but it's also serious. So even though we're laughing, to make light of the situation, we all have been there. Where the red flags was right there, done slapped us around, done ran us over, but we still want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, the universe be talking to us, and we be like, but you know what? I'm gonna give him another chance. And then you continue to give them chances, and then sometimes you're not able to bounce back, as Dr. TAS would like to say, with that bounce back, because you have to transform and bounce back.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not able to bounce back. But I'm so thankful that she was able to bounce back from this one, because honey, Legion, which is what she calls him, her ex-husband took her through it. So I'm gonna try to give you some Cliff Notes version. It's a lot. I don't even know. Basically, Legion, first of all, we're going to run this back. Now, I know many of you remember 2020. It was so long ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. We were dealing with COVID.
Oh, okay.
We were dealing with COVID, okay? And so basically, I think that because of COVID, it was very easy to kind of manipulate the situation. I'm going to state it like that.
Okay.
So basically, long story short, she meets this guy offline. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like that's how a lot of people, date now. Meet him offline.
Okay.
They hit it off well.
Let me stop you right there. She made him offline. You mean she made him online?
Oh, I'm sorry. She met him online. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Continue.
sorry. Okay. I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm excited because see, I'm trying to, let me take my time because I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush
So
our
don't rush.
segment.
And hello to everybody that's
And
joined us. I
hello,
don't want to throw
everybody.
her off. Okay.
Girl, because so much was happening, okay? Like, so much was happening. Okay,
Breathe. Breathe.
I am. I'm excited. Can y'all see
Yeah, we
the
can see. We can see it.
okay, let me 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So basically she met hi Ricardo. Hey. Okay, so basically, let me calm down. Let me talk how she was talking. So basically, she met this guy. So basically she met this guy from on this online dating website. Okay, does that sound better? Okay,
Yeah.
and basically, um, when she first met him, she realized that they matched on two different dating websites. Now, on the one website, he was his government name, so she utilized he might have been Matthew on one website, but he was Matt on the other one, right? Like with my real name one, nickname on the other. Cool, whatever. So, long story short, they hit it off well. They talked, they met, and they're like, okay, cool, we're going to go out, have fun. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, this is how one of these, God trying to tell you something, but you hard headed. So, they were on their way, I believe, to the Cheesecake Factory. Again, if you haven't watched it, you got to go watch it, okay? And I guess I should put this disclaimer here that it is a trigger. Okay,
Thank you.
it's a trigger.
Thank you.
It is a trigger. If you have experienced anything like this with anyone, whether it's, family relationships or whatever, seriously, it definitely is a trigger. Okay. Cause I even felt triggered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, girl, I done been there sometime, again. So anyway, they were supposed to be going to Cheesecake Factory, I do believe was the restaurant, because they were going to meet in person. On the way there, she catches a flat. Okay. So that was her first sign of you know, we might
So
just want
go.
to go ahead and wrap this up, okay? But of course, she calls him, she lets him know, oh no, I need help. Playing that dance on distress. He comes over, he puts the spare on, they buy a tire, he just so he's just the perfect
Good
southern
job.
gentleman. I just love him. He's so nice. Anyway, long story short, they kind of do speed up in the process. Okay, now again, I'm just kind of taking you through it fast. You're gonna have to look. You got to go back and watch it from the beginning. But long story short, this was like March, April 2020. Okay, so just met. It's COVID. The whole world was on lockdown, shut down. We couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't do. Yeah, we all lived it. Thank God we survived it. Okay. And basically, she just met this dude, and they decided they were going to quarantine together.
Mm.
Yeah, she didn't know him. She didn't
Mm.
know him. But I just met you. We're
Mm.
going to quarantine together.
Mm.
You got that right. definitely should have went to Taco Bell. Yo, Kettle Taco Bell. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
he moved in with her
Hmm.
to quarantine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay, whatever. So again, things progress. She gets pregnant, has a miscarriage. Again, all of this is in 69 to 180 days of them meeting. Okay,
Okay.
like things progress. I know you like, girl, what's the catch? Okay, girl, I can't even get to the catch or the punchline because I'm just like, okay, first of all, you just met him. Y'all now quarantined together. Now you pregnant. Then you have a miscarriage, which should have been your first indication, your second, third
Second.
indication that this was something rotten in the cotton, as the old folks would say. Okay, you're
Hmm.
right. Fake buying houses, homeboy who putting cash? The cash offers, Teresa. The
Okay.
cash offer. Who is putting down 600 and some odd $1,000 cash offers,
Okay.
and then got an offshore account? I said, see, when
Mhm.
he said that he had that offshore account, that right there would have been a whole. Because I'm like, how many people do you know got an offshore account right now?
Okay.
As Keith would say, nobody,
Nobody.
nobody. So I don't know anybody right now that has off. And then if you did have an offshore account, I need to know why.
Why? Okay.
Why? Like I'm that. Why? So again, trying to get a house together, trying to get cars together. I mean, again, the flags were waving like, "Hello, ma'am. What are you not understanding? Like this is not happening. Like, girl, they go get married.
Let me stop right
Mhm.
there. I need to do a. It's time for a break. It's
Girl, she
time
was
for
giving she was giving intermission in between
yeah,
all them
yeah, yeah,
parts.
yeah, yeah. Let me give an intermission and get us all caught up here. Thank everybody for joining us. I'm trying to get us caught up here. Um, it appears, and then I'm gonna go to the comments. It
Hmm.
appears, from what
Hmm.
I know so far, I'm gonna take the phrase that Manswell said. This is days of our
It is.
lives. A General Hospital, Young and
Mm-hmm.
the Restless, Dynasty, Falcon Crest.
Yes.
I'm really going back now. Dallas can't leave Dallas out. TikTok version. And
Yes.
these two individuals met in March of 2020. She had they matched on two different websites,
Right.
dating sites, and she feels that it's destiny. From what I'm
Yes.
understanding from OnJerya, it's
Yes.
destiny.
Yes.
And so
God.
they got to meet because they match. The universe is
Hmm.
putting them together. On
Hmm.
her way to meet him, she has a flat tire. She
Yes.
calls him. He comes. He's her knight in shining armor. He repairs it. He puts the other tie on and on and on and on. And so everything is going well. They just click. And so within almost I don't know the story, but from what I'm gathering, within 45 days they decide to move in together. Then she
Yes.
gets pregnant. She has a miscarriage, but at the same time, they're looking at buying a home together and I guess buying
Hmm.
cars
Hmm.
together. He has
Hmm.
$600,000 to put down on a house as a down
Yes.
payment. He has an offshore account and things are going well. And
Yes.
she feels very blessed that he and the two of them have met. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ricardo. Yes, they should have gone to Taco
Yes.
Bell. They fake buying house. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The flags are waving. So we're coming back from the commercial break now. So take it from there.
It is definitely giving Netflix and chill a whole different feel. You
Mm-hmm.
hear me? Like, girl, it's honey. The bottom line is, I'm gonna just cut through the chase because, again, if you've been following, if you haven't started part one, I'm at part. I think I said 44,
Uh-huh.
and it's like 50 some parts.
Okay.
Okay. The bottom line is, if you have ever worked in education or you just know people, um, you know how every year somebody gets killed off in the family. Typically it's grandma. I couldn't do my work because my grandmother died.
Yes, yes, yes.
But he done killed everybody off. You hear me?
Bless
He
him.
don't
Bless him.
kill everybody else. Homeboy, this the phone. My mouse is the phone. He over here like, I know. I know. Oh, okay. Yeah, Teresa just walked in. Oh, Teresa. Uh-huh. Daddy said, hey, how you doing, Teresa? And Teresa's like, oh, hey, tell your daddy I said, hey. Oh, okay, tell daddy I said, hey. Okay. Okay, okay. Homeboy won't talking to nobody. He over here talking about he's on the phone with the brother, the cousin, the sister. Oh,
Will never talk to
girl,
anybody,
he was
huh?
talking to himself. Every
He's good.
day, 30-minute long conversations.
Now, y'all, I'm hearing this at the same time you're hearing it. So he was on. So he would be playing them calls. He be doing it for 30 minutes, like he talking to somebody, and then he gonna turn around and tell her what's going on in the family. No, yeah, he's good. He's good.
Oh my
And,
God.
but she never asked to speak to them. They never wanted to talk to her.
No,
Why
because
did
he
they
would
never speak
always,
to them?
no. Like he would always be like, because like they're getting dressed to go to work in the morning. So how like people on the phone and you're just like, oh, well, who you on the phone? Oh, I'm on the phone with my brother. Oh, well, tell brother I said hey, because again, it was in passing
But
and he did
I know, but that the phone, you put it on
that
speaker.
speaker.
They never put it on speaker and say, "Hey, hey, Teresa."
No, no. Then the auntie, we come to find out the auntie wasn't even an auntie.
What was she?
The auntie was the deceased mother best friend, and when she talked to the real brother, because he had like 50,000 brothers and sisters, but he really didn't, and he come back from Philly, San Diego. I mean, he all over. He worldwide for real. World star. I'm just like, how could you keep these lies going? Like he was paying for everything, and again, she's still like, oh my God. I can't believe it. What they say, Coming to America when they at the baseball game
Mm-hmm.
and they see what's his name? The Prince. They see Eddie Murphy.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. That's basically how she was. She was like, I didn't have like my money was my money. Okay. Again, this was, 4 years ago where everything was very
But
much uh-huh.
let me ask this
Mm-hmm.
question: They met right as COVID was happening, and then they moved. They quarantined together. So were they going out to jobs? Was he going out to a job, or did he work from home? And was she working from home?
He was like a V. So when they first met,
Mm-hmm.
he was like a regional manager,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got promoted at this particular company, the condiment company. Now she didn't say which company it was, but she just kept referring to it as the condiment
Okay.
company.
Okay. No lawsuits here. Okay. The condiment company. Okay.
Okay, like, but I don't know. Bro, man said he was working for Apple. He should have been working for Google the way he was putting that stuff together. Okay,
Okay. He's good. Did you say he was an author?
no, he was working
Or
for Apple.
I thought you said he was an author.
No. Howard, if he was a, let me tell you, after she done told this story, we definitely need to see, like, and hear his side of the story
I
because
think
I'm
so
like,
too. I think so
I'm
too.
just like, sir, I learned so much. Okay, first of all, he said that he played like arena football. I'm like, I didn't know what that was because I'm not into sports. So I'm like everybody else in the comment. Let me Google. He talking about he went to San Diego, like State University or whatever out there in California. And people, if you ever watched the game with Derwin and them, people was like, was he out there playing with Derwin and then like the stuff he was saying just wasn't making sense, okay? And I guess you're just like, well, how did he get caught up? Because it sounds like everything, the math was mathing.
And
She was
Manswell said
believing.
perhaps, let me just say this, Manswell said perhaps he had PPP loans, and that's where his money was coming from.
Well, as she kept digging, now again,
Okay.
I I don't know what the end is because I haven't made it quite there yet.
I'm
But
sorry.
from where, no, you're good. No, I'm talking about I ain't made that far in the series.
I
I'm
know
in,
because
in the
I
series.
kept calling you. I kept calling you.
You
That's,
kept calling me.
that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but I'm definitely going to finish it tonight. Okay,
Okay.
definitely going to finish that series tonight. I need like season 2 soon. Okay, but basically because she applied at another for another job.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was thinking to myself, I mean, again, I'm not married, so I guess depending on what type of job it is, maybe this is kind of the norm. Again, I don't know. But the company that she applied for, they requested her spouse's social security number to run her background check. Again, that may be the norm. I don't know. But I'm like, oh, thank God for that. Okay. Because of the fact that they requested the background check for her at this new job and needed his social security number. That's how she found out that he wasn't even who he said he was. The social security number he had put on that good old, marriage certificate, that wasn't even the right number.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have to have your social security number to get married? I don't know. I'm not
I don't
married.
know. I'm getting,
Okay.
I guess so. I guess so.
I
I
guess
mean,
you
it would kind of make
you
sense.
researched that too. That's interesting. Okay.
Right. So she didn't even have the correct social security number. Only thing she knew, his name was correct, the date of birth was correct. Homegirl and I had a whole conversation with the ex-wife. Okay, like that, he said he was married to in California, but they really never got married in California, nor divorced in California. He ain't never lived in California. Homegirl done went down there to the courts, to the courthouse. I said, now, this is how you know public records is doing the most. Okay? She done went down there to the courthouse and done
Mm-hmm.
obtain a copy of the divorce information. Can somebody, you hear
Okay.
me? She got a divorce paperwork. And on divorce paperwork has the ex-wife contact information, got her address and her cell phone number.
Okay.
Why does a stranger have access to that? Like,
Well,
I, I understand it's public records, but I just think that would just be like questionable for me, I guess, but I don't work down there at the clerk of court or whatever they refer to that department. But I just think that would be strange. And I'm not any one of those parties on that paperwork that you're just like randomly giving out somebody information out. Yeah, like
well,
I
Manuel
don't understand.
said that when if he's going to pull money from his retirement, that him and his wife both have to sign off on that. But I want to back up now. When she was getting this new job, was she still married to him?
Yes.
They were still living in the same home.
Yes.
So once she finds out that she doesn't have his correct social security number, she goes down this rabbit hole. Does she
Mhm.
confront him? When did she confront him? When did she put him out? We hadn't got there yet.
Yeah, we ain't got there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They, they go to marital counseling after the fact.
After I find out that used a fraudulent social security number, and he's
Right,
already
girl.
told me he has an offshore account.
Right, girl. We
Okay.
we over here talking to the pastor and the first lady and all that good stuff. And the first lady, I said, Lord, them church folks. And we can say that because we were raised in the church. So we know what the church folks are. The first lady talking about y'all should have came here first, because if you would have came here first and did that counseling, we would have told y'all this is not gonna work.
Uh
Y'all
huh.
need to part ways. And the reason why they were in counseling is because he would not give her access to see the offshore account.
Well, security clearance was probably needed, as Manswell would say, but why would he not? What was the
Because
reason?
his uncle that he talks to, that we found out later on in part whatever, is deceased. Was telling
Mm-hmm.
him that you don't give people that much access to you. I'm like, but if you don't log into all of your checking accounts and showing me information, which we later discovered was
Right.
a lie, because basically it was just a screenshot. I'm like, wow.
So let and I would be saying this, guys, if we was offline. So let me understand this, because something's not adding up.
Okay.
So well, first of all, I want to talk about the fact that as Mansell, his wife has access to everything. So she had access to everything. But you're telling me that he logged into his account.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so she was never with him when he logged into his account, meaning we were never beside each other
Oh
and he
no.
was logged into his
No,
account.
it's like I have my phone in my hand and you see me do 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 do, and I like turn around to you to be like, here, Teresa, here's my information.
So every time he was giving her a screenshot of whatever he was talking about, but he would not give her a screenshot of the offshore account.
Right.
So either he had an offshore account or he didn't,
Right.
because you so freely sharing everything else with me. Why will you not share that with me? And so that is what took them to marital counseling with the first lady.
Right, because basically the reason why it became an issue, and again, there's so much being left out of this because I mean, it's literally 50 some parts. We cannot condense this whole story in like 2 minutes, right? Basically, they were buying houses, right? And again,
Flipping
every
houses.
time they were buying houses, and
They were
every time
flipping.
they were
They
no,
were
no, no, no,
flipping
no,
houses.
no, like no, it was a
Buying
flipping
houses for
house
what reason?
for themselves. So they were
How
buying
many did
a
they
house.
need? Oh, buying
They wanted a
a house.
house,
Okay.
buying a
I said,
house.
I heard you said buying houses.
No, they were house hunting. Let me do it like that.
Okay. Time for a
All
commercial break to give you a
right,
chance to breathe.
intermission.
It has, yeah, let me go back. This story is cray cray. Um, let me see here. It has $2. How much money does he have? He's broke. These accounts were way offshore. They were way offshore. I'm with you, Ricardo. So we're coming back from commercial break now. So they were house hunting for a
Yeah,
marital home,
yeah.
and I give it back to you. Okay.
And every time he was putting in cash offer.
Uh-huh. Well, he had the money because he was showing the screenshot. So what's the issue here?
Well, honey, obviously he didn't have the money because the reason why, they didn't collect $2 and pass go is because, the sellers are basically like, okay, great, we will accept your offer. However, for anyone that has bought a
Hmm?
home, you got to have proof that you really got the money to buy this house.
Yeah.
Because they're just not going to just sign and agree and say, yes, I accept your offer, and then here's my home, and then I'm SOL.
Okay. So the issue is they were never able to come up with the honest money or whatever it's called.
No, girl, it was a conversation. He put down earnest money. Again,
He put
it's so much.
So basically, he had them. It appears that Manswell said how many of them PPP loans he had. So he had some loans. So he was working a job. So he had some money, but he never. So he was able to do the honesty money, but he was never able to put the actual down payment down.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
He was never actually able to put the money down,
Any money
like the actual
down.
full amount. Right. Because what he would do is, okay, so again, a lot of this is being left out because, again, I can't give you, you know,
Uh-huh.
I can't give you 50 parts in like
I
2 seconds.
know. I know. Break it down.
But the bottom line is there were a couple of homes when they were house hunting that they put offers in on.
Mm-hmm.
And every time it was an issue. Now he had a pre-approval letter from Chase Bank, which
Mm.
now we know did not exist,
Fraudulent. Okay.
for $750,000 that
He was a
was
regional
paid.
manager for what? For a condiment company.
Condiment company. He was a regional manager that
But
got promoted as VP.
something's in my eye. He was
I'm
a
sure it
regional
is.
manager. He was what you say now? What you say?
I said, I'm sure it is.
So he was a regional. There's something in my eye. So he was a regional. My hair. The hair is in my eye. So he was a regional manager. He's a regional manager for a condiment company who has been promoted to a VP.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And, and so Chase has pre-approved him for $700,000.
It's $750,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Jesus, somebody say so ketchup packets. And then and now man's gonna jump to the thing. So was his brother really the VP that he, because I kind of know a little bit because she did give me that money. Was his brother the VP?
So what we find out in the end, and again we ain't all the way at the end, but what we find out is that he has a twin brother that is 20 minutes older than him. And
And I don't
so
know why you keep saying the fact that his brother's 20 minutes older than him. Hey, Arthur Chanel, thanks for joining us. Why do you keep saying that like that means something? The mother had a long labor after that. He wouldn't come out. So his brother is 20 minutes older than him. Why y'all keep emphasizing that?
because basically he was making it seem like he had a younger brother, and he did not have a younger brother. He has a twin brother that is 20 minutes older than him. He
So
never said he had a twin brother.
let me stop right there. So she knew he had a brother.
Right. She knew he had brothers, and like about 3 or 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
And he always said that his brother was what?
Was younger.
Okay, but he won't stand that 20 minutes.
No, it wasn't until old girl talked to the older
The first,
brother, the
oh,
true older brother, who said it's only 3 of them. It's not 5. It's not 3 boys and 2 girls. It is only 3 boys. He is the oldest, and the other 2 boys are twins.
okay.
But Legend, Legion, Tejan kept saying he had a younger brother. So he
Well,
got
he
an older
did.
brother,
He did
a
not.
younger brother. He right. He is
He
the younger
did.
brother.
But let me make sure I'm right now. The one that's got the offshore account, is he the youngest one of the twins?
No, he the oldest one. He
That's
20
what I thought.
minutes
I just want to
older.
make sure. I got confused there for a moment. Anyway, I'm trying to read the room. So he never lied. He does have a younger brother.
Yeah, it's him.
No, it's not him. See, that's what. See that now you see now you're not understanding my question. Let's talk about these twins.
Let's
They're
talk about the
twins.
twins.
Let's talk about the twins. He has
Legend is the
taken.
twin.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let me talk. Okay, let me get up on this.
You
Let's talk
you
about these
know
twins.
you listen too slow. Come on now.
Be quiet. Let me get up on this. So we got twins. Dude made up a mess of siblings. Yeah, I got that part, Ricardo. They're twin boys.
Mm-hmm.
I know he assumed his brother's life.
Identity, right? Yeah, he sure did.
So he's assumed his brother's life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, them 2 boys. Now, the one that was married to this woman, was he the youngest of the twins? So
Yes.
he lied. That's
Yeah.
So that's where he lies. That's what we're not. It's a little twisted there. Keep saying got me a little twisted here. So that's where it gets twisted. He lied.
Yeah.
And because he was talking about himself as the younger brother,
Right.
but that. So where is he? Is he getting? I'm serious about this now. Is he getting mental counseling for this? Is he getting
No,
mental
we
assistance?
don't
I
know.
know
We
you ain't
don't
got to
know.
go in.
We don't know. The bottom line is when she talked to his real family that is not deceased, they
Hmm.
say he been lying his whole life. Now you know that's bad when your family said that you a liar and nobody don't want to deal with you because
This is this is a Hallmark movie. This is a Lifetime movie. It's like one I watched last week that was about to expire. I'm serious, guys, about that. I can't tell you the name of it. But this guy, I'm trying to think, this guy had 2 wives,
okay.
and the lady was like mixture because I'm trying to think who is she, but I don't know that. Anyway, so he was her second husband, and maybe she met him at church. Oh, they were black. I'm trying. I watched so much. Yeah, they were black. And so
Okay.
anyway, yeah, and so she met this man at church, and her daughter didn't really take to him, but she thought her daughter didn't take to him because she sensed that something was amiss. She didn't take to him because she wasn't ready for her father to be replaced. So at some point, I don't know now what clued her into something was a little amiss.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line was the man had all this money. It wasn't offshore. It was in the, I think they were black. I don't saw a bunch of movies, guy. It was in the wall
Oh,
because he had done.
okay.
Oh no, this was, I don't got these two movies mixed up. One was a black movie. It's a trick. Stop laughing at me. One was the black movie and one was another movie. But the bottom line, in both of them, these men were misrepresenting themselves. And one of them, I don't know which one it was now. That black one, I think it was. The money was in the, and the he had done some work at her
Of
house,
course.
like the tire, and he had done some work. And so when he had done that sheetrock, he had put the money that he had been stealing from them different women that he had been married to, that he was married to somebody else and didn't really have a job, and he put it in the house and he buried it. He put it in the wall. But the bottom line was, we finally got him.
Yeah.
And he had done the same thing to another lady, and she had brought her two boys now, and she thought he was a good man, Savannah,
Oh yeah.
and did not know that this man. And the girl told, she said, things may shift, but I want you to know it's not you. You didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
This man had just taken advantage of them. And so, basically she gets a divorce from him. And at the end of the movie, we see him sitting after he done stalked her and trying to kill her, sitting in a bar, walks up to a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and a lady is sitting there who has just gone through a divorce, and she got a child, and he likes children and this and that. And I think his gimmick was, maybe his father was a Rolling Stone, wherever he left his hat was home. But so
Oh, okay.
therefore, his thing was, he needed them women for different parts of his life.
Right.
And at least he didn't leave. He didn't leave. He stayed with all of it, and that was his badge of honor. He was staying with them, so he didn't think anything was wrong with all the lying and stuff. So
Right.
going back to this Days of Our Lives, they done coined it over here on the TikTok.
Okay.
So homeboy, whatever you calling him, the infiltrator, the whatever, the Legion,
Legionnaire,
the
what you
Legion,
call him.
the Legion, the Legionnaire, the Legion. He assumed his brother's identity.
Yeah.
Now, do we know that his brother was the actual VP of this condiment company?
No,
And
wait, no. The brother was a VP of whatever company he was the VP of.
but his brother was a VP though.
Yes, because the
Now is
older
his brother
brother confirmed that.
okay? Now is Matthew? We was on two different things. Okay,
Mhm.
bless you. Now is that his name or is that the other brother's name?
No, that was his name. So the only thing that was indeed real about him was his name, his date of
Mhm.
birth,
Okay,
and the secondary social security number.
and and not the Social Security number.
The secondary one.
Oh, the second. Oh, when he gave the second time, it was just a digit off. Sometimes I was trying to find into something to see, and I couldn't even come up with it. I don't know what was wrong with me. And then it was like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't know what I was doing. So he had just made a mistake with that Social Security
No,
number.
I don't think he made. I think it was a whole lot of digits.
Y'all just won't let me help you. You won't let me help people.
You can't help
Okay,
it.
I'm
You
trying to
can't. The bottom line
help
is
you.
this. Oh God, and it's like I'm crying because again, I can relate to some of this. I can relate to some
Mm-mm.
of this.
You can
Okay,
relate.
again, the world be trying to show you you got to walk away. Okay, and you
Mm.
just like, ooh, I got to see the best in the people. And it's like, no, baby, you should have left them. You should have left them where you found them at. Okay.
So this is a Cain and Abel. You're right, man. Well, he lied in the crib as she getting herself together. Yes, Ricardo. That's the reason I was asking, did he have any mental assistance? Because it seemed like there's something going on. Was there, in fact, 20 minutes difference between when his brother was born and when he came out? Or it's not Cain and Abel. It's that other bad boy and
Now,
girl,
you,
the two brothers that I wrote about.
see, if we were on that line right now, we could ask all them questions.
Well, you know what? You correct.
We can't ask all them questions.
You,
She just gave it to us based off the conversation that she had with the real brother that she thought he had been talking to every morning.
that was not his twin.
That no, because I think the only family members that he actually talked to was the twin brother and maybe like one other person. So therefore, he was broke with no money, and the twin brother was supplying the money. That's really what it boils down to.
What? a minute now. Let me explain it. I didn't mean that bad. I just want to talk to you. Wait a minute here now. So you trying to tell me homeboy
Oh boy.
took this boy's that took his twin's identity,
Hmm.
and his twin is fronting his lifestyle.
Yeah, because he always
And
needed
his
money.
and the twin wouldn't come up with that $600,000 or $700,000 to put down on the house.
No, baby. We yeah, that $600,000 cash. I said, okay, I'm about to make this statement.
He wouldn't do that. Hmm.
This is again, it's a trigger warning. Okay,
Okay, it's a trigger, y'all.
this is a trigger warning. What I'm about
Hmm.
to say.
It is a lot of lies to catch up on.
There is no way in this world
Mm-hmm. Hi,
I have done some.
Monica. Thanks for joining us.
I have done some crazy things in my
Yes,
life.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We all have.
But let me tell you one thing I'm not fixing to play no games with. If I am purchasing a home with someone
Uh huh.
and they are telling me that we are going to buy this house and this house is costing us $700,000,
Yes, ma'am.
$700,000, and you want to pay that in cash.
Oh no.
Baby, I'm walking away from you because I already know it's something wrong in the car. Because I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. Because even if I have it, I'm not gonna pay cash for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know I shouldn't ask, but I'm gonna ask because somebody gonna want to know that it hasn't caught up on the TikTok. What ethnicity are these individuals?
I mean, let me black.
Well, I don't necessarily know that. I don't
They black.
necessarily know that.
They African American.
What part of the country do they live in?
Yeah,
We didn't get none there.
they down
Okay,
there.
what?
They
And
down there in Georgia.
these guys, she knows. Would
They
I not be asking you this
girl.
if we were not online? Would I not be asking these questions?
They down there in Georgia, Georgia,
Now you try to be picking at us. Where?
Georgia.
Where are they really in Georgia?
Yes,
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
and he's from Philly.
So he is really from
He
Philly.
is really from Philly. Who married the first wife that lives in that? Well, I don't know if she currently live in Rhode Island, but he did live in Rhode Island. He never lived in Cali, and he was a private citizen. And I'm like, I just don't
That
understand.
private citizen got me.
It very much. It's the fact that she was able to contact the school and the university was like, we don't have no one here by that name. Again, how are you contacting the registrar's office asking for this information?
I, I mean, really, I'm gonna be real honest with this. The way that she was, I'm serious because we're gonna have to wrap this up, and you can certainly get us back up to speed another time on this because this is not gonna go away anytime soon. But the way that she was able to gather information that is not public information. So how was she able to find out that he was not a private citizen attending the San Diego State or whatever university or college it was in California? I mean, you just can't call the registrar's office and gather that information.
Well, I
Or they,
guess one thing is she said that she tried to request a transcript online.
why is she trying to do all this stuff now instead of before she let him just come in the house?
Because baby, he was Prince Charming in the beginning. The representative showed up. Don't get
He
caught
must,
up in that
he
representative.
must, he must have a hell of a representative. I tell you.
Obviously, he does and
Obviously,
did, and he married her. But the part that is really sad about this, which I felt her pain with this, is she asked him, "Why did you marry me?"
okay, what
Which
did he
is a
say?
very valid question.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Because I knew you wanted to get married and that I could not be your girlfriend. I can have you as my girlfriend too long because you wanted to get married." I said, when she said that by this time they had already signed, the paperwork. The paperwork just had the divorce paperwork. And it had been filed, in that 30-day period. Again, I gotta continue to see what has happened, thereafter. But it's just a fact. fact of like the nerve of you. Now I am going to drop what sign he is because again, I have dealt with my fair share of this particular sign.
Okay.
He is a Gemini, and if you have dealt with Geminis, you know Geminis are they're the twins. You got the
Mhm.
good twin and the bad twin, literally. Excuse me. So it's like my heart went out to her because as someone who has dated a Gemini, I can see that narcissistic behavior. I can see how it is easy for them to love bomb you. I can see how it is very easy to buy into what they're selling. Okay. Because they may, and that's why I said this is E for entertainment. It is very triggering and I can relate. Now, like I said, some of that stuff, I'm like, sis, now you knew better. But for the part that, you know, that made sense, it made sense. For the part that didn't make sense, I, I, I don't know. I think she felt like she was in too deep. And I'm like, honey, y'all got married. I felt like I was watching 90 Day Fiance. Like you just moved too fast. And I understand that people really do that in real life, where it is love at first sight, and they check all the boxes, and you know it works out well, and they really are who they say that they are. But you know, it's just sad that it turned out the way that it did. The good thing is that you know she wasn't out any money, right? Because he paid for everything. So her money was her money. They never mixed money. So that worked out for her. You know, of course, like, did he try to take advantage of her? Absolutely. Did he play on her heartstring? Absolutely. But the bottom line is once she finally realized that those red flags were there from the beginning, then she did what she needed to do and she got out. And now she's telling her story. And like I said, even though we're like, you know, sitting here laughing and, you know, again, because you have to make light of the situation. Because again, no, we haven't all necessarily done things like that, but we've done similar things where it's like, yeah, girl, day one, I already knew I should have walked away. But I was looking at the, you know, giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm looking at the potential, right? That's why I said sometimes you can't fall in love with that potential because if that person is not truly who they are, you know, you really can't get hurt in the long run. And the good thing is that he wasn't violent. Now, even though he did have a record, I don't know if she was able. See, that's kind of where I was leading into because she did finally run a background check on him to see what his criminal history was because he was doing jail time. Excuse me, over the weekend. Again, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
But you know,
So,
can I interrupt right here for a commercial break?
okay.
Ricardo said if he was an Aries, we were kicking him out. Now, you know, Monica's got that sharp face. Monica, I'm telling you, you got to go back and watch this one.
You
This is probably got to be a
do.
2-2 because she's gonna come back because she's gonna finish watching this tonight. She's got to get us up to speed next week on it. But you know, I have another question, so you know, I want answers when you come back.
Mhm.
Um, he said to her, she wanted to know why did he marry her,
Yeah.
and he said that he knew that she wanted to get married,
Hmm.
and so that's the reason why he proposed to her, and they got married. Now, you kind of felt, and I may have been reading it. Did that make you feel some kind of way? Did you think that was? Did you? What were your thoughts when he said that?
I mean, you know, offline, I could really say how I really feel about it.
Offline. Uh-huh.
Offline, I can say how I really feel about the situation. But um, keeping it
Because
PG, it really bothered me. Honestly, it really bothered me because it's
yeah.
like, yo, like, why are you playing with people like that? How you coming in here
But let me
playing
interrupt right
with my
there
dog
because
like
a
that?
lot of people get married for that reason. And see, that's I don't want us to leave tonight without hitting that point. A lot of people get married because I start dating someone and they want to get married, and I feel like I'm going to lose them if I say I don't want to get married. So I go along with it, knowing that I'm not marriage material. So again, I'm going to applaud him for saying that because a lot of people do that, but they're not willing to admit that's why they got married. But that's not unusual. He told her. So then the question becomes that she needs to now think about what was it about me that said that if he didn't marry me within a certain period of time, that he was going to lose me.
But
So he chose
he said the
to
same thing to
marry
her,
me. Well,
though.
they moved in together. So, I mean, again, she felt comfortable enough with him to move in during COVID, even though people may not have understood at the beginning that it was going to be a pandemic. But she moved in with him and quarantined. Well, he moved in with her, whatever. They quarantined together. Now you want to tell me on the weekend, I guess after COVID lifted, the restrictions lifted. Now he is going to spend his jail time on the weekend. I don't. Something's rotten in that cotton, as your daddy would say, because that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Because again, you know, I like the law. Because did he get a case? Did he catch a case while they were together, and now he's having to go to jail on the weekends, or did he come into the relationship with that? So
Okay,
something doesn't
again,
mix.
that's that part that
I
I
bet
was
you over
getting
here
to.
talking to us and you can't see it, huh? Well, you had obligations on Tuesday nights.
But the thing is, though, is that he was downplaying it as he was going on like business trips, girl. So I mean, like when he mentioned,
That's what was going on with that man. He was going on them business trips. And one of them business trips, she decided to follow him. And she saw him. It's several movies that they all blend together. But
I
anyway,
never
one of the
seen
women
something similar
followed the
like
man
that.
over to his other house. And that man he had three wives.
He
And when
did.
the woman was doing something, did some research, she couldn't get exactly what she wanted, but anyway, she kind of found out where his paycheck was going. And hey, M Shark K, thanks for joining us. And his paycheck was going to one of them ex-wives in her bank account.
Yeah,
So again, it does the lives just they spin so well.
they
But
do.
I understand. She thought he was going during COVID. She thought he was going on business
Well,
trips. This is after COVID.
it was during because again, given his job,
I understand.
there was some things that he had to go into the office. So I guess again,
He was regional manager,
he was
VP. He didn't have to go in the
he was
office.
he was VP. Girl, he
The
was regional
organization that
manager. That
I work for, everybody, the CEO, all them people were sitting at their house during COVID. And when we had our town halls, everybody was sitting at their house.
But you got to remember though, he was now she does clarify that he was not
At
VP
that time.
like like you got CEO VP. He was like VP over like production, which is why he was never in like a suit and tie. He was just always kind of dressed down. But honey, he was none of that. Like I'm telling you, the man, I just don't even understand how he was able to keep that up. Because good evening, hey, I don't know how he was able to keep like to me. I think my head would hurt. Trying to remember what I done told you that wasn't true. I done
Well,
took
it is
you
true,
to
though,
the
because he's
church.
living that. So it was true, because he's living it. So
Girl,
it was true. He had
okay,
all these
I'm
things,
a
and nobody
millionaire, but
ever FaceTimed each other or got on Zoom or nothing during COVID.
I'm a
What was her
millionaire.
family? What
I
was her
am a
family?
millionaire. Let me tell you something. I'm a millionaire. When I log into my bank account, it don't have all them zeros in it. Okay. So therefore, I mean, if you want to believe and live over there on the island of denial, that's beautiful. But we have to be realistic about this. And the thing is, he has done this several times before. He will continue to do it. So it's not about bashing him, but
Oh no.
just making everyone aware, honestly, that if you do happen to come across him or anyone like him, be aware of the flags because the red flags, because it's very easy to get caught up with someone and their cover story. Because again, you start feeling bad. You're like, oh my God, why would I think different? You haven't shown me anything that would make me question what you're saying. So, but more to come, I guess, because yeah, I definitely got to continue to see what happened
Thank you.
in all these other parts.
Thanks for joining us, Jiggy J, one. Um, it's been a doozy. I'm telling you, this OnJerya that brought this stuff to us today. I mean, he gonna flip her taxes now. I tell you, that man's well is
After
crazy.
hope.
I hope not. This has just been. This has been this one. This is a you can just dissect this so many different ways.
You can.
Um, and basically, what OnJerya has been sharing with us tonight is unfiltered, unforgettable moments.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
happening in this lady's life on TikTok. She met a man. They matched on two different dating apps, dating sites before, right as COVID was getting ready to set in. They met. They hit it off. She thought he was a godsend because they matched on two different sites. Um, they moved in together. They decided that they were hitting it off so well. We're gonna move in together, quarantine together for COVID. She got pregnant. She had a miscarriage. He married her because he knew if he didn't marry her, he was gonna lose her.
Mhm.
Oh, you say you just got caught up on this story today. Her story makes it important to have absolutely to have
Absolutely.
self love and believe in your self worth because see, I just don't quite get it how all this stuff happened. And as you said, Ajay, the red flags were there because she had a flat tire on the way to meet him the first time. But he's a gentleman, he's a knight in shining armor. He comes there, he fixes the tire, buys her another tire. I mean, he is just too good to be true. But then he just seems so good. So what is the red flag? I mean, now we can see. So I had a miscarriage. Okay, so
Right.
God didn't want me to stay connected. Or whoever the university want me to stay connected, but that doesn't. That's not the flag. Your flag becomes, and I don't realize he logging into his phone and logging into his bank account. So I think it's his bank account. I
Right.
don't know his screenshots. Um, Basically, if it hadn't been for her needing to have his Social Security for
Yeah.
the background check, and then the issue with getting the house down payment, he wanted to pay cash for it.
No, he wanted
If
to pay
that
cash.
hadn't
That
occurred,
was the
that's
issue.
what I
He
know.
wanted to pay cash.
Why do you want to pay cash for it, honey? I mean,
Because
how are you trying to do
he
that?
got
You see, he had started buying his own cover story, I think, at that point. Because why would you want to do that? But then, of course, he never showed her the offshore account, so she never saw the screenshots of that. But again, think about it. If it hadn't been for the Social Security mishap with
yeah.
her doing her new job, needing the background check, and then him having it in his mind that he wants to pay cash for a $700,000 house, but he never had the money, but he had the pre-authorization from Chase Bank. Where
Mm-hmm.
would they have been? Because really, you're not giving me any red flags. I don't know why she didn't. We used to think, and you guys correct me, that if you couldn't see the family, that's an issue. Because if I can't be around your family, but then we are in COVID. But like I said, why did they not Zoom? Why did they not FaceTime? Why did she not see
Well,
them?
for the people that he interacted with, she did, like the aunt that he never
Okay.
told that they didn't have the baby because the aunt was like, "When you gonna bring the baby to see me?" Again, like they didn't know that he was married. They didn't know he was even married to the ex-wife that she mentioned. That's what I'm saying. Like he just was out here lying.
No, he just kept a low profile.
Okay, he lied.
Huh?
He was lying, and then was trying to play victim, talking about my wife is cheating on me. No, sir. No,
You
sir. Don't do that.
don't know that.
That's what that's what she said that he told the family.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't know whether she was or she wasn't. This is the woman that he's just recently getting away. That they can buy the house with. Okay, I thought you meant that other lady.
No, that was a story for her too.
Okay, so he
That
throws
was
out
a
that
story,
cheating card when he tries to get away from her. Huh?
and they always cheating with like somebody like that's like in the like a law officer or something. Like yeah,
Well,
like that's
he's consistent. You asked the question, how can he keep this story straight? He's consistent.
yeah that everybody cheating on him, but he
The loan officer, he's consistent.
but baby he was the one doing the cheating. We didn't get into all that, but that's beside the point.
Hmm. Well, we're gonna have to pick him up next week. I tell you, because
Yeah,
you're gonna have to finish watching this. Please come back next week. M. Sharp Park Okay, if forgive me if I'm mispronouncing because she said that I kept calling her so she didn't get a chance to finish it. But you could have talked about all of it today tonight anyway, because this is deep. But I really would like for us to explore this idea. I want you to, we can talk about this next week. Explore this idea of self worth, self love,
Right.
boundaries. You know, who didn't she Google him in the why did she Google him in the arena football? That's a good question. Did she not? She didn't look try to find him with that. Good question.
She
Because she
didn't know what
called
that
the
was.
university.
And when he explained it, I understand.
But that's not the point. Once he explained it to her, why did she not try to Google him and see what team he was with?
Because he was a private citizen. That's what you not understand.
But the private citizen, I thought, was when he was playing ball at the university. He can't be a private citizen when he was playing the arena football.
Girl, his look here. You might have to get caught up on it. Yes, he was a private. His daddy, who we find out is a truck
Not
driver
a
or was a truck driver. Because
minister. Not a minister.
girl,
When
he was not a
he,
minister.
you're like, I'm going to have to get caught up on this too so
You
I can
are.
engage. You're going to
You
send it to
are.
me offline so I can get caught up, so I can
I'm gonna
engage
see you
in
one.
this.
I'm gonna see you the very first. I'm gonna see the
Yeah.
introduction,
Yes, I can get.
and then you just got
Okay.
to keep clicking.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna get on this tonight because I want to watch something else tonight, and I'm not going down no rabbit hole to be up all night, click, 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 and trying to see that. But I do want to get caught up on it, and we can delve into this because again, it's a case study because
It is
we can't put it all on him.
right.
Because I was doing some writing too for my other book today too.
No, she owns
And
it,
it's
but
like
she
decision
owns it.
making, boundaries, being cautious. It's
Yeah.
none of that seems to have been a part of her initial entry into this relationship. But I understand why. It seemed like the universe, God, whatever you think the universe is for me, God was lining things up because they match on two different sites.
Right.
He went by Matthew, his government name, then Matt on the other side. And they match. She gets a flat tire. He's a gentleman. He comes, he changes the tire. And then he buys her a new tire. And then they go on off to Cheesecake Factory and they eat dinner and blah, 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 blah. He is a good guy, Savannah.
He really is, but he sure was broke, Savannah. He broke, girl.
So, like I said, we're gonna need to. Because again, there are things that we have to do
Yeah.
ourselves in order to make sure that we are protected. And I thank you, OnJerya. And you're right, man. As well, I will not sleep tonight if I for days if I get start on that. Go to the
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, Jazz Casing. She had it all together. Oh, thank you. You see that, OnJerya?
I see that.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's where I need to go. Thank you. Then I won't have to
You
be
need
doing
to
them
be
click,
like the
click, click.
nurse that said they looked at the Cliff Notes version.
Where is the Cliff Notes version for those who can't get to the YouTube and don't have that much time? Where are the Cliff Notes? Do you know?
I think she summarizes it at the end.
Okay. Okay.
Because what
Okay.
happens is that she does so many parts, and then she'll have like the little interlude to be like, okay, let me bring you up to speed, like just in case, like you catch it at part 20. Let me bring you up. It's kind of like let me just fill you in what happened.
Well,
Because
I'm a,
again, like depending on where, like how it falls on your FYP, kind of like determines where you
where
are
you
at in the
start.
story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do like Emmy Sharp K said. I'm gonna go to Jason Jazz Casson on YouTube. She has it all together, and I'm gonna watch it there.
Yeah.
Because I would like to hear her, because I don't have to see her. I can be doing other things. I would like to hear it. Um, I'd like to hear it.
Hmm.
Because you know how I am. I'd like to hear that. But not be caught up in what she's looking at her. Because again, it just seems something's a little something there. I don't know what it is, but
I mean,
something's a
I
little
get it.
something.
Like, when you kissed a lot of frogs, let's just be real, and you finally find your Prince Charming. And she stated that, like, she wanted to have her moment. Because you see everybody else having their moment where it's like, oh my God, like He comes and he sweeps me off my feet and he gives me flowers. She wanted to have that moment. And so she finally got it. So I think it was just easy to kind of ignore things because, again, that's what you see, not understanding that some of that is, real, but some of that may not be real.
Some of it's smoke and mirrors. So that goes. I was editing things tonight, but that goes back to what I say all the time. It's men don't have to snow us, and it
Right.
could be a woman don't have to snow a man, or it could be same sex loving. They don't have to snow
No,
you. You snow
no,
yourself because the way that I'm thinking has already set up what is going to come. So however I see it, however I feel it, however whatever, that's what I see. That becomes my reality.
right.
And because you're saying to me that she wanted her moment, she wanted her wedding, she wanted this person sweeping her off her feet, she wants to be in love, she wanted to be married. So he didn't miss that. She wanted to be married. So
Absolutely.
he fulfilled that and he set himself up, his persona, to be someone that she would want. And so she got what she wanted. But as they say, be careful what you ask for
True.
because you may get it, but it doesn't come in the package that you're expecting. And so now it's a cautionary tale.
It
She's
is.
trying to, people, whatever, fascinated by it and blah, 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 blah. But it's a cautionary tale that we have to be mindful of how we interface with life. And that's all aspects of life. So again, OnJerya, but may as well say he smelled her desperation. That's one
True.
way of putting it because she is desperate because she's saying when is her time gonna come? Always a bridesmaid and never a bride. And when you start thinking like that, that becomes your way of operating. It oozes the vibe you give because we give
It is.
our vibes and we have to be careful about what we think because we manifest what we think.
We do.
So again, like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get caught up, but I'm gonna do my best. But I would like for us to at some point finish off a story and then talk about some of the lessons there because we've just kind of touched on some of the lessons
Right.
tonight, and maybe by then we will have also seen his ex-wife because I think you said that she was posting and his son was posting and all that different
Yeah, the
stuff and
first one
Brett, yeah.
that was on the mother's obituary.
Why you got to say that like that? I mean, was he married or divorcing her at the time that his mother died, or was that a lie? Is that
No,
true?
he was married. He was
Well,
married to
well,
Latoya.
why would she not be on his mother's obituary?
She didn't know nothing about Latoya. Latoya was not the ex-wife that he allegedly had married and divorced in California. Girl, you got to watch it.
Again, I'm with you. That's the woman from Rhode Island.
Basically, yes, you're right.
I'm not a slow person keeping up with it. I just need you to track with me. And I don't know nothing about these people. So when his mother died, he was married to the lady or still living together, but they weren't
Right.
divorced. And so she's on the obituary. Well, she should have been on the obituary. Now, the fact
But
that
she didn't know.
this young lady that he was married to this last time that has put these little 50 clips out there didn't know that that was the wife that he was married to when his mama died.
Yes.
That's beside the point. She should have been on the obituary. He just didn't tell her about her. He gave
But
her a notice
again,
about some other
the
woman.
thing is this, and yes, as you say, we can talk about this till the cows come home. The bottom line is, again, I've never been married, but I guess on your marriage certificate when you fill out the paperwork, I don't know. I guess you have to indicate how many times you have been married.
I know.
Baby, he had said he had only been married once. He had been married at least twice. So again, it's like you're going down this rabbit hole and you're finding more information. And he had a whole like protection order against each other. Girl, it's a lot. I'm telling you, when you read it, I mean, when you listen to it on the YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be like, oh my, I
It
see.
was wait a minute. Short case said it was tonight she got paid to. It was tonight. It was tonight she got a paid trip to London
Oh,
and Paris. In my opinion, a trip is not what she needs. So someone gave her a paid trip to London and Paris. Because again, I want to say this, and I think this is where we're connecting it. She's gone through a trauma. Because
She very much.
I mean, that's the reason, I'm really trying to get up on this. She's gone through a trauma and she has chosen to bear her soul. And I don't mind someone sharing their
Mm-mm,
truth.
not
But
at all.
what are you doing from a mental health perspective to help you to deal with this? This is traumatic. This is shocking. This is hurtful.
Yeah.
It's all of that. But what are you doing to
Are you ready for
maybe
the mic drop? Are you ready for the mic drop?
not mic drop?
Are you ready for the mic drop?
Okay, what's the mic drop?
Allegedly, she was in school pursuing a psychology degree and she didn't finish. So on that next episode of
I talked to you offline about that, and you probably know what I'm gonna say. Thank you. Yes, so so she's on her. She got a paid trip to London and Paris tonight. Thank you. And so, okay, because how
on
do I want to
that next
end this?
episode
Let me see how I
of
want to end this. I'm gonna end it like this. Help me out, Lord. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Okay.
What does a man profit to gain the whole world and lose their soul?
Yeah.
So I'm sharing this information. I've gotten this paid trip according to our friend here to England and Paris, London and Paris. But have I healed? Because
No.
as Maxwell said, and we know this. So as a man thinketh, so is the man. This guy Legion smelt her desperation.
Absolutely.
I would hate for her to travel abroad
Yes.
and someone smell her desperation and she find herself in the same situation
Right.
because she did not seek healing and give herself time to bounce back.
True.
I'm thinking, I was watching our girl Biblica the other night, the wrong coach, life coach. Biblical, she was a CEO, whatever, whatever.
Right.
But the person, the young lady that worked for her, she got bamboozled by a person who was not a life coach. This was a
I've
person
seen
who,
that.
when this young girl came into their high school, moved to their town, she displaced this girl on I think it was a cheerleading squad, and that
Mm-hmm.
meant everything to this girl. It meant everything to her. And so she could not get over it. She couldn't get over it. And she had been seeing this therapist. I'm thinking it was a true therapist. And so the bottom line was she did kill the therapist. But she never got over it. And the girl that she was stalking, who didn't realize that she was being stalked until midway the movie, she's like, but that was high school. I don't understand. It meant everything to the young lady
It
who was
did.
pretending to be a life coach. So again, just as this person in this movie could not understand the magnitude of how that one incident changed that person's life, her whole
Yeah.
life. Likewise, this is very traumatic. And I hope that the young lady gets some professional assistance
Mhm.
because, again, it's good to tell your story because, I tell mine all the time, but I had some assistance too because, again, as Manswell said, he smelled her desperation and he gave her what she wanted. She
He did.
wanted to be married. She wanted to be married. So many of us want to be married, male and female. People will give you what you want, but you need to know what you really want and how
True.
you want it to look. So again, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I'm sorry we went long, but thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya for TAS Tuesdays. We really, really appreciate your coming and being with us and giving us this feedback.
Yeah.
Until next time, and thank you, OnJerya, for taking the lead and sharing this with us tonight. I really appreciate it. And guys, until next time, make sure you take care of yourself first, because this
Yeah.
is one that we definitely need to make sure we do before we start taking care of someone else or inviting other people to be a part of our lives. because
Yes.
that taking care of you is more than just making sure you feel good. You need to make sure that you are whole before you try to bring somebody else in, because they don't complete you. You should be already completed. Okay. So make sure you have a great rest of the week. Until next week, join us again here for TAS Tuesday. Thanks again. Bye now.
Bye.